UBM Praise proudly presents Warriors Talk. Warriors Talk. Warriors Talk. Warriors Talk. Warriors Talk. Warriors Talk.
You have just tuned in to Warriors Talk with your host, Lady Rochelle. Warriors Talk is a platform to address how cancer, as well as other diseases, are running rampant throughout our country, and how we can move away from awareness to taking action. Warriors Talk will empower listeners by keeping them informed, connected to services, and encourage them to thrive while surviving.
Now that you're out of my life, I'm so much better. You thought that I'd be weak without you, but I'm stronger. You thought that I'd be broke without you, but I'm richer. You thought that I'd be sad without you, I love harder. Thought I wouldn't grow without you, now I'm wiser. Thought that I'd be helpless without you, but I'm smarter. You thought that I'd be stressed without you, but I'm chilling. You thought I wouldn't sell without you, sold 9 million. I'm a survivor, I'm not gonna give up, I'm not gonna stop, I'm gonna work harder. I'm a survivor, I'm gonna make it. I will survive, keep on surviving.
Welcome to Warriors Talk. I am your host, Lady Rochelle, and I'm so excited that you have chosen to tune in today. It is Testimonial Tuesday, and I'm inviting everyone to stay connected with me on all forms of social media: Facebook /Warriors Talk with Denise, Twitter @Warriors Talk 1, Instagram Warriors Talk 1. You can also email me with show ideas at warriorstalk1@gmail.com. And if you ever miss a live broadcast, you can go to Spreaker.com, and that's Spreaker.com. Make sure you follow me. You can also subscribe to my channel on YouTube, Warriors Talk with Lady Rochelle, with eyes on the community, as I keep you updated on all of the things that are happening in the community that deals with cancer or some of the other diseases that are plaguing our people. And as always, we dedicate a show to a person or to an organization. So today, the show is actually dedicated to National Cancer Survivors Day. And this is actually National Cancer Survivors Month for all of those who have survived cancer, those who need inspiration that just got diagnosed, to the family that are supporting the people with cancer. We salute you on today. And we always do a show review. So last week we had registered nurse Whitney Henderson on. She was actually a returning guest, and she educated the listeners on the truth about diabetes. We talked about the different types of diabetes, such as type 1, type 2, gestational diabetes, and also pre-diabetes. She pinpointed that nutritional health as well as physical health are keys to avoiding diabetes. If you could take anything away from that particular show, please know that in order to avoid the complications from diabetes, you have to make sure that you are staying on top of your health. That's exercising, eating right, making sure you're going to your doctor's appointments so that you can avoid strokes, heart attacks, amputations, as well as kidney disease. Our healing scripture is coming from Psalms 107:20. Then they cried out to the Lord in their trouble. He saved them out of their distress. He sent his word and healed them and delivered them from their destruction. And we're going to listen to a clip really fast that talks about National Cancer Survivors Day.
Cancer survivorship is a journey, and for some people it's a journey that goes reasonably well. They may have a cancer that's fairly simple to treat and straightforward. For others, the treatment is very complicated, and unfortunately for some, the treatment doesn't offer much hope. So cancer survivorship is complex. It can be really, in a sense, doesn't alter your life except for the knowledge you have cancer, but for others, it's obviously a much more serious situation. And if we go back to 1970, 1971, there were about 3 million cancer survivors in this country. What has happened over the next number of years until today is that our ability to diagnose cancer has improved considerably. We find many cancers much earlier, and we're more able to treat cancers than we were even back in the 1970s. So today we have approximately 14 million cancer survivors in this country. And we suspect that as we move forward into the 2020 and beyond, we're probably going to be close to 18 million cancer survivors in that not too distant future. We're dealing with the fact that people do survive cancer, but they also survive the treatments they receive for cancer. So when we talk about what was called chemo brain, which we thought was an aberration, we thought was something unusual, we now know it's real. When we talk about the side effects of treatment of cancer, particularly for young children, we've been very successful in maintaining life for these young cancer patients, but unfortunately the treatments we offer come with debilities, and so do treatments that we offer older folks as well. So we have a lot to learn about the long-term cancer survivorship, what we can do to help those folks, and what we can do to better treat patients so they don't develop these problems in the first place. As we celebrate cancer survivorship, and we celebrate our 14 million cancer survivors today and our many millions more in the decades to come, we need to be able to offer them an understanding of their disease, and we need to be able to offer them treatments which are going to reduce the effects of the disease over the long term. So let's not only acknowledge that we have so many more cancer survivors, and we're fortunate and blessed to have them with us, but let's commit that we need to understand the disease, the process, the consequences, to give them not only the hope of recovery from their disease, but their hope of recovery, and to have a full and healthy, adequate lifestyle going forward, that they celebrate not only many more birthdays, but many more better birthdays.
So the month of June, again, is National Cancer Survivors Month. So to all of those who are out there that was diagnosed with cancer, and you are on the other side of that cancer, I salute you. And keep in mind that survivor can mean different things to different people. So there could be a different definition. One definition is a person who continues to function or prosper in spite of opposition, hardship, or setbacks. One who remains alive and continues to function during and after overcoming a serious hardship or threatening life disease. So with cancer, we know that some people don't consider you a survivor. Or should I say the American Cancer Society do not consider you a survivor until after 5 years. Until you hit that 5-year mark, you are not considered a survivor. They actually send you a 5-year survivor pin once you hit that 5-year mark. So for those of us who are not at the 5-year mark, because I'm not there yet, they don't consider us survivors yet. But it's totally up to you. I considered myself a survivor when I was still in the middle of my treatment. So for everyone is different. There's no one size fit all. Some people consider themselves survivors after they're done with treatment. Once you get done with that chemo, you get done with radiation, you get done with surgery, and you get the word from the doctor. They always say no evidence of disease is what they say. So once you get that no evidence of disease, then you're basically cancer free. I never say remission, because remission means, hey Tracy, remission means that you're waiting on that cancer to come back. So I never say remission. I always say that I'm healed. Hey Janice. I always say that I'm healed, because again, remission means you sitting around waiting on that cancer to come back, and you have to be able to speak over your life. You have to be able to encourage yourself. So if you keep saying, if people say, oh, how you doing with the cancer? And you say, oh, I'm in remission, that means you're waiting on that cancer to come back. And we know that a lot of cancer patients deal with, it sits in the back of your mind, the cancer coming back. And a lot of us do deal with that, but you just have to know, and you have to trust in God. And you have to believe that if he healed you, that you're completely healed. And you have to walk in your cancer-free diagnosis. So, and then you have to make sure that you're taking the proper steps to continue to walk in that. So that's changing the way that you're eating, making sure that you're getting at least 30 minutes of exercises a day. If you have to get a personal trainer, get a personal trainer. I had to get a personal trainer. Not that I want to lose a lot of weight, but I want to learn how to exercise properly. And I want to make sure that I'm doing the right exercises that is targeting exactly what I want to lose. And you have to get maybe a nutrition so they can tell you what to eat, how to eat, because we know that certain things contribute to cancer, like red meat. So you have to make sure that you are limiting those types of things in your diet so that you can remain healthy. As Rizal is saying right now, nutrition is key. Nutrition is key, and in combination with your exercising, you going to the doctor, making sure that you're keeping up with those appointments, and making sure that you know what's in your family, because a lot of times we don't even know what's in our family until somebody died from the disease, because our generation is real quiet about what they go through. So it's important that one lady was on the show and she said that they had, at the family reunion, they had a health table. And so at this medical table, what they did was they had everybody to come and fill out paperwork, and you would list anything that you were dealing with so that the entire family would know what's going on in their family. So it's important that we start having conversations with people in our family so that we know what we're dealing with. A lot of times we can get ahead of some of these diseases just by being proactive. You have to be your own proactive health advocate in order to get ahead of these diseases. You are your first line of defense. So according to the National Cancer Institute, it states that the number of people living after a cancer diagnosis or that's in treatment in the United States from 7 million in 1992 to 15.5 million in 2016. And it is expected to rise to more than 20 million by 2026. So cancer survivors account for more than about 2.5% of the U.S. population in 1992. It is estimated that they will account for more than 5% of the population in 2026. So this is encouraging because it's letting us know that people are surviving cancer and that cancer is not a death sentence. So our battle of the day is actually titled, I Am a Survivor. And if you have had a cancer diagnosis and you are cancer-free right now, you are healed like me, then every day is your birthday. We celebrate every day. We don't wait till the last minute to celebrate our birthdays. Each day you look at things differently when you go through a cancer diagnosis. You prioritize your life. You have things, you put them in categories. Some things that meant a lot to you before the cancer diagnosis, you change your priorities. It's to eliminate stress. It's to keep a positive attitude, and so that you can have positive people around you as well. So your attitude change, and things that you want to do, as well as when you didn't have cancer. I think you become more daring as well. You take more risk, not a negative risk, but you take more risk. You may start a business. Some people go skydive. And so it's different things that you may want to do after you have that cancer diagnosis that you didn't have the heart to do before you went through it. So I'm excited that we're celebrating National Cancer Survivors Month. And again, it should be every day that you're celebrating when you get that no evidence of disease from your doctor. So we're celebrating today, and I know a couple of people hit my Facebook page, and I asked them to leave a name of a person that was going through, that actually survived breast cancer. So a couple of people posted their pictures, or they posted names of people who they know that was going through. So Shanette is one of the people that is, she's a lung cancer survivor, and she was actually on the show. She was a smoker for a long time, and she actually came on the show, and she gave her testimony that she is cancer free. She no longer has lung cancer, and she had to stop smoking because she was a long time smoker, and she would smoke every day. And it was so bad for her that she would have people at her job to come out with her when she would smoke. She would take a smoke break, and she would make a call for all the smokers to come out with her. So it's a lifestyle change. When you have a cancer diagnosis, you go through a lifestyle change. And it's not going to be an easy lifestyle change, but it's one that's going to follow you for the rest of your life. It's going to be positive habits that you pick up. So for the ones who left their names on my page, Shanette Johnson, Paula Kelly, Mother Owens, Annie Owens, and this is Paula's auntie. Her name is Ferris. And also Michelle Thomas left her aunt's name. Her name is Sheena. So I am happy that they are survivors on today, because we know that, like I said, every day, National Cancer Survivors Month is about celebrating more birthdays. So the more birthdays you get, the more you celebrate. And again, it should be every single day. So what we're going to do right now is I want to play a song. And this particular song is called He Is Able. And we know that God is able to do exactly what he says he's going to do. All you have to do is ask him, believe that he's going to do it. A lot of times we ask for stuff and then we take it back from God and we don't trust that he's going to do it. But you have to trust him with your whole heart that he's going to do it. If he did it for me and he did it for the many survivors out there, he can do it for you. So here is Dietrich Haddon with He Is Able.
This is your word that you've been waiting for all night. Darwin, where are you? How many know that God is able to do exceedingly, abundantly above all you could ask something, according to the power that worketh in us?
Hallelujah. How many believe it tonight? Somebody turn to your neighbor and tell your neighbor, he's able. Tell somebody else, he's able. Y'all ready? Exceedingly, abundantly, above all you could ask for, according to the power that worketh in you. God is able to do just what he said he would do. He's gonna fulfill every promise to you. Don't give up on God, 'cause he won't give up on you. He's able. How many believe it tonight? Yeah, yeah. He's able. Thank you, Jesus. Come on, y'all. I need y'all to help me sing. God is able to do just what he said he would do. He's gonna fulfill every promise. Yes. Don't give up on Sing. Yeah. Yes, he is. I'm going up. He's able. Sing. Here we go. He's able. He's able. He's able. Yes, he is. I tried it. Anybody tried it? He's able. He's able. Whatever he said, he's gonna do it. Whatever he promised, he's gonna do it. He's able. He's able. He's able. He's able. I tried it. He's able. He's able. He's able. Somebody sing it. He's able. Yes, he is. He's able. Yes, he is. He's able. How many know? He's able. He's not a man that he lies. Whatever he said, he's gonna do it. Don't give up on God. Don't give up on God. Anybody ever wanted to give up? Has anybody ever wanted to throw in the towel? Anybody know God to be able? Don't give up on God when he won't give up on you. He's able. If you know he's able tonight, give him a praise. If you know he's able, yeah, everybody say, oh. Everybody, he's able. He's able.
All right, don't give up on God because he won't give up on you. And that is so true. Even in your darkest hour, I'm a witness that God would never give up on you. I had a time when I was going through one night and I was crying out to God and I said, God, I need to hear a word from you. And I cried. I read my healing scriptures. I was listening to my inspirational music. And before I knew it, the song came on. The presence of the Lord is here. He was letting me know that I am here, daughter. You can speak to me. Tell me what it is that you need, and I am here for you. And I wiped my tears and I cried out to God and I told my Father exactly what I needed. And then the next song came on was Let Go and Let God. And in that moment, I knew that anything that I was going through, I had no control over it. In order for me to have peace, I had to let it go and let him take control. That night, God gave me my peace. He allowed me to see myself outside of my sickness. He showed me myself exactly how I was going to look and exactly what I was going to be doing. And once I saw that, I got my peace and I knew that I was going to make it. I knew in the middle of my journey, even before I had my surgery, even before I had the radiation, that I was already healed. And I still had to go through the process because God put the doctors there for a reason. The medicine is there for a reason. But believe me, God is working through those people. He's working through the medicine. Don't fight the treatment. Pray and ask God the best route to go. And no matter what route you're going, God is at the end of He's at the end of your journey. So if you go the holistic way, if you go the traditional way, He's at the end of that journey and He will see you through All you have to do is ask. You have not because you don't ask. We ask so small. Stop limiting God. Take the limits off God. Ask him for what you want. We always asking for little things, and then we complain when we get those little things. Think big. We have a big God. He created all of this. So what makes you think that he can't give you what you want? A healing, that's nothing for him. But you have to give something to him as well. You just can't ask for a healing and you're not giving him time. You're not spreading his word. You're not bringing people to the kingdom. You have to put in work for what you want. It's not free. Okay, I just want to recognize some people that's on Facebook. Tracy Crawford, who is a breast cancer survivor. I love you, Tracy. Thank you, X-Man. I appreciate it. Danielle, I went to high school with her. Thank you. Thank you, Simone Perez. I appreciate that. Hey, Lori. I just want to say to all the listeners, thank you for tuning in. I'm about to go offline because I need to call in my co-host and let him get in on a conversation. So if you want to continue to listen, you can listen. You're welcome, Janice. Hey, Leah, you can listen in, but you can go to urbanbroadcastmedia.com and you can listen. Click on the faith option and you can listen live. Hey, Jamie Lee, I miss you, girl. So I'm going to go offline because I need to, everybody's tuning in right now. It's hard. Okay, because I need to bring my co-host in. So if you still want to listen live, you have to go to urbanbroadcastmedia.com. Okay, and then you can listen live. Are you going to call him on your phone? Hold on. Oh, I got to get the number. Let me see if I can get this number without hanging up on y'all. Hold on. Let me try. Because I do want to bring him in on this conversation. Let's see. I don't want to say his number loud on the air, though. Okay. Okay. Give me 1 second. And let me, I want to bring him in on this conversation before we get off the air. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a quick commercial. So just hold on 1 second.
At Emmanuel Church of God in Christ, Pastor Michael A. Richardson serves as our pastor. Emmanuel is located at 3058 West Van Buren in Chicago, Illinois, 60612. Order of services on Sundays at 9:30 a.m. is Sunday school. Morning worship takes place at 11 a.m. Every first Sunday, we have pastoral prayer at 9 a.m. and Holy Communion is served after the morning worship service. Join us for Bible studies on Wednesdays, 6:45 for prayer and 7 for the Bible Institute classes. Join us at Emmanuel, where we are building upon a solid foundation.
Whether you need home, car, life, renters, or business insurance, Paula Kelly and her staff specialize in all your insurance needs. Paula Kelly Allstate Insurance Agency is located at 297 East Glenwood Lansing Road, Glenwood, Illinois. Give her a call today, 708-758-3300, or email her at paulakelly@allstate.com. PAULAKELLY@allstate.com, or show her some love and like her on Facebook and get your quotes for what you need today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Rizal.
Hello.
What's up, buddy?
Well, first, let me start by saying good evening, Warriors Talk. And good evening to you, Lady Rochelle, and everybody that's out there listening and watching as well.
Good. Are you enjoying the conversation? I know I saw you listening live and putting your comments on there.
I am. I always enjoy listening, watching you live, and the conversation, the show is an excellent show. It really brings awareness, and it really brings a lot of good information to people that's out there that's fighting the battle. And you said a lot of good things tonight. especially about celebrating birthdays. And like I tell anybody, every day is a beautiful day that you wake up on this side of the dirt.
That is so true. And when you go through a life-altering disease like cancer, you learn to appreciate not just the birthdays, but you learn to appreciate every day. And I know
you learn to appreciate life. You look at things totally different.
You do.
When you go through something like this. And I heard you say earlier, it wasn't until, like cancer actually pushed people to do things, to actually want to live, to go out there and want to jump out of airplanes and travel to other countries and do all sorts of kind of things. It made you uncomfortable. And that's what God wants you. He don't want you comfortable in your spot. So he did something to shake you up so you can move.
That is so true. And that's basically how Warriors Talk started. This is an area that's uncomfortable for me, speaking, doing exactly what I'm doing. But like I said, God showed me. He showed me exactly how I was going to look. He showed me exactly what I was going to be doing. And I'm like, that's not for me. Why is he putting me in this position? And then things started happening. And here I am. And I just thank God for this opportunity, for this platform to share this important information, to get people to move away from action. Yes, knowledge is power, but you have to move away from that. And you need to take action with what you know, because it will save your life.
It can. And just listening can, because he put you in this position so you can find your purpose. And your purpose was spreading the gospel to people about how to fight this deadly disease and how to remain calm and how to do things the correct way now. Because it's nothing but a second chance to start all over. You can always rebuild and make it the way that you live the way that you truly wanted to live. We're so caught up in our daily routines, day after day, go to work, come back home, feed the kids, do this, do that, that we never have time to enjoy life. We never have time to sit back and see what fruits are being, harvested. We never get a chance to enjoy any of that.
We don't. And I know you didn't go through a cancer battle yourself, but you actually watched your wife go through a cancer battle, and you actually watched your father go through a cancer battle. So we both lost our fathers to cancer, and then we both had a personal touch with cancer, with your wife and with myself. So we can definitely understand and sympathize with anyone who's going through a cancer battle, because cancer, it changes your life. And like we said, it changes your perspective on life. But you know what? We shouldn't wait for a cancer diagnosis to do that. You should be making positive changes in your life every single day. Don't wait until you get a devastating diagnosis to say, I want to eat healthy. I want to start exercising. I want to know what my family history is. I want to start making healthier lifestyle choices. These are things that we should be doing every day.
So, and as people, and we don't, because again, it's that daily routine. It's the bills that's, weighing us down. There's other, as I say, there's other incarcerations of the mind that hold us back. And we put up these walls, the majority of the time, to keep things out because we don't want things to get back in. But at the same time, you're sheltering this pain, you're sheltering this hurt inside. And you need to just let it out. You need to tell someone, you need to talk to someone. It's okay to talk to people and let them know what you're going through. That's a way of healing that I've found, or that I've seen myself.
It is a way of healing, and going through a cancer diagnosis is not something that you want to go through alone. You need someone that you can bounce ideas off of. You need someone that be a sounding board for you when you're going to your appointments, because once you hear that cancer diagnosis, everything else becomes a blur. So you need someone that's going to be there advocating for you when you cannot advocate for yourself. So we always we always talk about a support system. That's one of our main things, and that's one of the main things that got me through.
Numero uno.
It will get you through.
The support system is definitely, a key, and we mention it every single time on this show when we're doing it. Support system and being tested early is definitely a preventative measure on how to beat this thing, and I can't really say how many times that is very important. If People don't listen to anything else we say. Listening to just what we just said was just enough. That was just that right there alone was enough to just pick up the internet or pick up the phone and listen to that.
That's true. And we know, so dealing with a survivorship is kind of like, it's a scary thing because, like I said, a lot of people in the back of their mind resolve, they think about reoccurrence, because your wife had a reoccurrence. She had breast cancer and then it manifested into brain cancer. So we know that that's in the back of our minds, and it shouldn't be, because then it limits you from living your life. It limits you from walking into your purpose, as you and I both have. So I wouldn't want anybody sitting around thinking about, what if this cancer is going to come back? Again, your life is in God's hands. So you should be... Go ahead.
And I think that's the main thing with cancer survivors. Will it come back? I think that's the most feared thing of all. And that's where our thoughts usually tend to go. Like, if it come back, will I be able to beat it again? Mm-hmm. And sometimes the way you beat it the first time, you can't always fight it the second time the same way. Exactly. You got to come up with a whole new regimen, a whole new routine, a whole new plan to take it on once again. But as long as you have the strength to keep fighting, that's really all that matters. I don't care if it come back 3 times, 8 times. Keep fighting.
Because we had Weezy on the show, and we called her the Cancer Slayer, and she was a 6-time cancer survivor. She had it in her breast, she had it in her lymph node, and then she had it in her brain 4 times. And she is still here, alive and kicking. She is an 8-year survivor right now, cancer-free. She's healed.
Yes, shout out to Weezy. Weezy, yes, baby.
So we know that, you can fight it. Like he said, you may have to go about it a different way. You may have to have a different strategy. What's that analogy you use? A desperate fighter, and what's the other one that you use? Was
a desperate fighter and a tough fighter.
And a tough fighter. So you just might have to change.
You have to, the difference between, hopefully next time I get a chance to explain that, because that's going to take a minute to break that down.
So you just have to change your
strategy. You got to be a tough fighter these days, and not just a desperate fighter.
Right. You have to change your strategy. And as my doctor told me, cancer it didn't grow overnight. It didn't grow in you overnight. So you have time to get your game plan together, get your support system together, talk to your doctors, get a second opinion. You have some time to figure out exactly what you want to do and how you want to tackle this thing, because it's a war. When I call it Warriors Talk, but it is a war. You have to be prepared mentally, physically, and spiritually. You have to put on the whole armor of God in order to get through this, because this is not something that you're going to be able to get through on your own. You got to make sure you're eating right, because when you're going through that chemo, it's going to take every ounce of strength that you have. You may not even have an appetite. When you have surgery, you're not gonna have strength to do anything. So then you need your platoon buddies to come around and be there and do things for you. Take the kids to school, go grocery shopping. You have to set your whole army up so that you can fight this war. Because, like we said, cancer doesn't discriminate. It's no joke. It doesn't care who it takes down. It does not care.
And I can definitely say, being in the hospital, watching other people actually watching me and my wife, they loved our energy. And as I said before, I watched them as there was nobody there for them. And the last thing you ever want to do is fight this disease by yourself. So that's why I began still continuing to do what I do, going back to the hospitals, trying to keep people inspired, motivated, and encouraged to keep fighting, to keep the strength, and don't lose the faith.
And you have to, because some people, they don't have anybody when you go to the hospital. Some of them don't have anybody. Some of them don't even tell their families what they're going through, and they go at this alone. So it's important for us to give back. God has healed you. He's left you here for a purpose. So you have to be able to give back to other people, to be that light for them, to be that inspiration for them. You may just be the thing that they need to pull them through. And because you never know who's going to be there for you. So it's important that we give and not be selfish with what God has given us. If you're a healthy person and you can get around, go visit the hospitals, take them a flower, take them a book, play a CD for them, write them a poem, do something encouraging. It's not all about you all the time. Because I would have never thought that I would have been in that situation December 2013 when I was diagnosed. If you would have asked me a year from there, I would have never thought I would have been in that situation.
Wow, and I hear so many stories, of people going through, the cancer battle, and then they're homeless, and then they don't have no food. Like, they're fighting more than one battles, and I'm just looking at them, they've just become my hero, because I just can't even imagine. I'm looking at them like, you went through that? Really? So that battle, the struggle is real. That's all I can say. It's really real out there.
It's real. And let me tell you, when I went through at work, my coworkers, my supervisors, the director, I had no sick time. Everybody started donating me sick time. I got paid as though I was at work every single day. I didn't miss any of my money. God put it on their hearts to donate me that sick time so that I could be off and get my treatment and heal and be stress-free. So that is important, because sometimes people don't have enough money to get medicine. And all of these charities out here collecting money, and I don't know where all this money is going, because if they're doing research, and they've been doing research for the last 30 years, and we don't have a cure, and we're not even close to a cure, where is all this money going? It's not helping the people directly.
Like, is there any change left over? Because I say change, it adds up in the long run. So I don't know, how much research they're doing and really checking into these things, but they need to speed it up.
They do. They really do. So I wanted to look at some of the celebrities that dealt with cancer. We know that Richard Roundtree was one of them. He was a male that actually dealt with breast cancer, because men do get it. They say 1 in 1,000. So men, you need to make sure that you are also knowing your norms. It's all about knowing your norms for women, and for women, knowing the look and feel of your breast, which means you should be touching yourself. You should be getting to know yourself, so that every single month, if it's a change and it lasts more than 2 to 3 weeks, then you should be talking to your doctor. You should be letting your doctor know that something is not right. We always encourage for the women to get a piece of paper, draw 2 circles. If you notice a change, make note of that change, put the date, come back 2 to 3 weeks later. If it's still there, go see your doctor. But you should be getting to know the look and feel of your breast, so that you would know what's normal. Then when something is not normal, you'll be able to identify it right away. So, and that's for men and women. You should be also, examining yourself, men as well, because men do get breast cancer. Like I said, 1 in 1,000, but that's one too many.
If they feel funny, go check it out. If you know something ain't the norm, or if you recover from something and you're not really now recovering back from it, go check it out. I can't stress enough of go get checked out.
It's so important. It's so important to make sure that you're keeping up with your doctor's appointments. A lot of times we get so busy, and we always say this, we get so busy, and women, we always taking care of everybody else, that we don't really get a chance to take care of ourselves. And by the time we go to the doctor, we're African American women. By the time we go to the doctor and are diagnosed with breast cancer, we are at a stage 4. We're at a stage 4 because we're putting everybody before us. We're leaving our health in the background. But in order for you to help anybody else, you have to be healthy yourself. So we need to make sure, as African American women, that we are, your first line of defense is you at home doing your own breast exams. When you go get your annual appointment, you get your clinical breast exam. Your doctor should be touching your breasts at your clinical exam, which is yearly. Then if you're at the right age for a mammogram, which now they push the age to 45. But
45, ridiculous. I don't know why, but...
I was diagnosed at 43, so I probably wouldn't be around right now because I'm 45 right now, so I probably wouldn't be around. But my 45 doesn't look like somebody else's 45. So you may, if somebody in your family have breast cancer, then you need to be going 10 years prior to whatever age. So 45, you need to be going at 35, getting checked out.
35. Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
And I don't even say 35 because my wife was diagnosed at the age of 30.
Yeah, younger and younger. Wheezy was diagnosed at 19. 19. So
yeah. So what do we do about all those young ladies and men who's being around the age of between 20 and 25? Not even thinking about that something could be wrong like that. That something's attacking them silently.
Exactly. That's true. We gotta make sure we stay in tune with our bodies. Okay, so some of the celebrities, Hugh Jackman, he had skin cancer. He actually had it 3 times. He fought it 3 times. Sheryl Crow, we know she had breast cancer. And she is breast cancer. She's free right now. Oh, I didn't know this. Robert De Niro? He's a prostate cancer survivor. I didn't know that. Oh, wow. That's something I didn't know. Wanda Sykes, we know that she had breast cancer. Olivia Newton-John, she suffered breast cancer in 1992. Again, cancer is not a death sentence, you guys. You just gotta catch it in time. Mr. T, wow. Didn't know that.
T, wow, not Mr. T.
Mr.
No.
T, Pity the Fool. Yep. Wow.
No, not Mr. I'm a pity the fool. No, no.
Wow.
We're gonna have to go back over that one.
Oh my goodness.
It just goes to show that even our strongest warriors,
Yes.
with your muscles and everything out there, it still will affect you.
It will.
So it doesn't make a difference how much you work out, how healthy, that you eat. It's always something.
It is. Well, Rizal, what's the biz?
Yes.
What's the biz?
What's the biz? Well, October is breast cancer month, but I always say that every month to me is cancer month because it doesn't stop after October.
Exactly.
And, we're getting ready to start doing our pink affairs and our shades of pink and our walk by faith, coming to the Maryland area, the Chicago area, the New Jersey area, and hopefully as time go on, we're going to pick up some other states. And this is just one of the ways to help keep spreading awareness and preventative measures and just talking to people and doing just what me and you do on this phone line, every Tuesday night, trying to keep people encouraged and not wanting to give up.
Exactly. So, Shades of Pink will be October the 8th, and that will be Warriors Talking to Gal Foundation is coming together, and we're going to be highlighting survivors, raising money to help those that are in need. So more information will be coming out about that. Tell them about the TV show.
TV show is going so excellent. I mean, I cannot even... It's coming to YouTube because it's just such a high demand. People who watch the show, they want more. It's very engaging. It's very captivating. The guests are so, the different topics. We've discussed domestic violence. We've talked about incarceration and how it is out there on the street. We've talked about fathers. We've talked about nutrition. It's just so much information that Giving at Life, my TV show, has produced, that it has to get on YouTube. And I'm trying to push for actually on a national level.
All right. Well, my biz is I was actually selected to be a Ford Warrior in Pink. So I attended
Go Michelle.
I attended a retreat this weekend with Ford Company, and they call us Models of Courage. So what we do is we highlight our strength, our courage to help women out there that are fighting breast cancer right now. So we come up with ways to help them have better days. And the Ford Motor Company, they actually been in this fight for 21 years, and they're raising funds through, they have like Warriors Apparel. They also have unique media content to where we can give breast cancers and survivors better days. So I'm really looking forward to working in a community as a model of courage with Ford Warrior in Pink to help the women to have better days. So they actually have donated $130 million over the 22 years helping women with breast cancer. So I'm excited to be a part of that. And also on Sunday, our Pink Hearts with the founder, Toy Singh, who's also a breast cancer survivor. She honored me she had a soothing, soulful event. It was a jazz blues concert, and it was really nice. And I was one of the breast cancer honorees there on Sunday. So shouts out to our Pink Hearts. I was excited about that. So that's my biz.
Congratulations, and yes, Toy, I know she's doing great things. I'm so glad I got the chance to meet her when I was visiting Chicago.
She is. I'm glad to be networking with her. I want to give out some information about free mammograms. So at the Metropolitan Chicago Breast Cancer Task Force, you can go to chicagobreastcancercenter.org and you can get information on how to get a free mammograms. No excuses, a free mammogram. Or you can call 312-942-3368. They are located at 300 South Ashland in Chicago. And it's the Metropolitan Chicago Breast Cancer Task Force. Do you have any words of wisdom, Rizal?
Final words, yes. You are the only problem you will ever have, and you're the only solution. Change is inevitable. Personal growth is always a personal decision.
I like that. My words of wisdom would be, trust in the Lord with all thy heart, and lean not to thy own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path. If we're trusting in the Lord with all thy heart, believe me, you have to quiet the noise that's going on in your life, especially when you're going through a life-threatening disease as cancer, so that you can hear God's voice when he's talking to you, so that you can know the right decisions to make. Because believe me, everybody's going to be giving you their opinions. Everybody's going to be trying to tell you what to do. And without you hearing God's voice, you don't want to make the wrong decision with cancer, because every second counts. There's Toy. Hey, Toy. I just said something about our Pink Hearts. Thank you so much for honoring me on Sunday at your Soothing Soulful event. I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much. So if you want more information about Toy, which is the founder, and she's a breast cancer survivor, go to ourpinkhearts.org, and you will get more information about her company. What they're doing is they're bringing ways, and they're having events that will take away some of the stress, eliminate some of the stress that goes along with breast cancer, people who are fighting breast cancer. So Toy is always putting on these fabulous events. So thank you so much, Toy. I really appreciate you. We're going to go ahead and close out with a prayer. Warriors, just remember to keep thriving and surviving.
In the bush, Lord, we need an alternative. Yes, Lord, we need a resurrection, Lord. We were yet once dead, but now we are alive. God, we passed the test. Now, God, increase my faith, increase my loyalty, increase my steadfastness, Lord. God, I just want you to make me better. Lord, I want to be holier, Lord. I want to be more righteous, Lord. God, I want to be saved and set free. I want to be delivered, oh God. Delivered from people. Delivered from things. Delivered from circumstances. God, deliver me right now. In the name of Jesus. Give me the strength, Lord. Give me the strength, Lord, that I need to endure. Because I know that weeping endures for a night. God, just help me hold on the morning, because I know if I can make it the morning, everything will be all right. It's dark right now. It's dark. It's dim. But God, I need your help. Help us now, Lord. Help us now, Lord. Help us now, Lord. Hey, my God. Hey, God. Strength in the name of Jesus. Hey, God. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. Strength in the name of Jesus. Hallelujah. Oh, God. In the name of Jesus, I pray for strength for your chest right now. I come against the pain. I come against the discomfort. God, we need a miracle. We need a miracle. We need a ram in the bush right now. We pray for healing. We pray for deliverance. Hallelujah. Oh, God. Hallelujah. You said if we delight ourselves in you, you will give us the desires of our heart.
You have just tuned in to Warriors Talk with your host, Lady Rochelle. Warriors, remember, early detection, knowing your risk, reducing your risk, knowing your family history, and selecting healthier lifestyle choices are keys to saving lives. And always remember to thrive while surviving.
Watching people drive by, T-Mac on the radio. Got so much on your mind, nothing's really going right. Looking for a